Hello, Trailblazers. This is Dr. Patton, and I miss you all so much. Miss seeing those smiling faces, and I want to introduce you all to somebody. This is
Brooklyn.
and this is my daughter, Brooklyn. You all have heard me talk about her many times in some of our conversations that we've had over and over again. And she is what grade are you in?
Kindergarten.
She's in kindergarten. So she's in kindergarten like some of our kindergarten students. And next year you're going to be in what grade?
First grade.
First grade. So we talk all the time about how I expect you all to do some of the things that I expect her to be able to do. And now, while I'm missing you all during these trying times, and Brooklyn is at home with me all day, I have to still get her learning going. So we're going to take a few minutes to talk about some of the things that we do every day during Monday through Friday. So Brooklyn, what are some of the things that we do every day with you?
Work and learn.
We do work and we learn?
Yeah.
We do, and she does let me do my work while she's doing learning as well. So we're going to take a few minutes to just talk about how that process goes in our house while we work from home and we're safe. Because she's my kindergarten student and she goes to, what school you go to?
Making home.
And she knows how good her school is, but she also knows how awesome Robert R. Church is as well. Because she's asked me if she can come to our school a couple of times, and I told her that I go to work too early and I stay a little bit too late. So, and it'll be close to your bedtime almost when you get back home. So saying that to say that we want to first talk about her schedule that we've created. Okay, this is a schedule that we've created for her and things that she does all day when it's just me and her. Okay, so first she wakes up in the morning, and then after she wakes up, we get dressed like a regular routine or a regular schedule. And then after we do that, we do read to self, where she reads some of her books. And these are some of the books that she's read over the couple of weeks. What's the title of that book, Brooklyn?
Are You My Mother?
And she's read that book. And she's also read another book. What's that, Brooklyn?
Daniel Plays at School.
Daniel Plays at School. And there is another book that we read sometimes.
Green Eggs and Ham.
Green Eggs and Ham. But guess what? We're running out of books to read at home. So that's why I use all the online tools that the teachers give us at Robert R. Church and her teachers at Macon Hall as well. They give us some online resources and they help us out. So if you weren't out of things to do or to read, you make sure you check out Robert R. Church website so that you can know exactly some additional things you can do to help you keep learning while you're at home. Now, I don't have my iPad because that's what we're recording on, but Brooklyn, what do we do on the iPad all the time?
I always do iReady.
She always does iReady because we want her to log that time so she can work on some of those skills. And not only does she do iReady, we also write about some of these stories that she reads as well. So we're going to read a book real quickly. She's going to read a few pages of the book, and I'm going to ask her a few questions. So Brooklyn, which book do you want to look at first? Okay, she's going to pick up Are You My Mother? So Brooklyn, what's the title?
Are You My Mother?
Are You My Mother? And Brooklyn, the author is P.D. Eastman. And what does the author do?
Writes the stories.
Ah, she got it right. That's something we've been working on. Good job, kid. They write the words. Okay, Brooklyn, go ahead and read a few pages for me. Go ahead.
Are you my mother? A mother bird sat on her egg. The egg jumped. I
Must
must get something for my baby bird to eat, she said. So away she went.
Now, one thing I want you all to know is she makes mistakes too, and I encourage her and let her know that it's okay to make mistakes. But that's why I'm there. That's why your parents are there to help you when you make some of those mistakes. That's why your teachers are there when you're in school. Continue, Brooklyn. You're doing an excellent job. Inside
Inside the nest, the egg jumped It jumped and jumped and jumped. Suddenly, out came a baby bird. "Where is my mother?" he said. He did not see her. He did not see her anywhere. "I will go and look for her," he said.
Now we're going to pause right there. And the reason we're going to pause right there because this is what we do every day when she's home with me. She's read this book before and she knows what it's about. So I'm going to ask her to retell me what the book was about. So Brooklyn, what was Are You My Mother about?
So it was about
Wow, it's thunder right now. It kind of caught her attention, but I'm going to re-ask the question to her. What was Are You My Mother about?
so the mother bird went to go get the baby bird some food.
And what happened?
And then when she went off, the baby bird in the nest, he cracked out and then he couldn't found his mother.
Okay, so after he couldn't find his mother, then what did he do?
He was looking for him and he told all the animals and then he stopped it and then he was
Stopped.
And then he went to go and then he saw a big board.
Oh, it was called a snort in the book, but it was like a big tractor trailer. That's what she's talking about. So, and then what did he do at the end? What happened with the mother bird at the end of the story?
And then the snort got him back in his nest, and then his mama came back, and then they loved each other.
Okay, so now what we do, after she reads one of her stories, I get her to write about it, okay? Now, this is something we've created here at home, just basic line paper. And I'm going to ask her just to take a moment to write about what she just said. Now, she's not going to write the entire thing because she's done it before, but what do you do first, Brooklyn?
So write my name.
You're going to write your name. She's going to put her first and last name on here for me because she's going to practice writing her first and her last name because we can get all the practice in that we can get. So she's going to write her first name. Fantastic. Now, one thing we've been doing, we've been writing the title to say what it's about. We've been practicing our writing skills. So she's going to first say, what are you going to put for your first sentence, Brooklyn?
Are You My Mother Was About.
Fantastic. So go ahead and start writing Are You My Mother Was About. And while she's writing, I'll continue to tell you what we do during our schedule. Okay, so after we read a story together, and then she writes about it because you have to practice writing every single day. So if you don't have any technology to get on iReady, you can still go get a pencil and paper and practice writing. So she's going to write about it. But then after we write and we read the book, that's about an hour or so, give or take, depending on the book, how much help she needs. And then we get on iReady for about an hour as well. After we get on iReady, I give her a break. And then after we get on iReady reading, we go to iReady Math. And then after we do iReady Math, we let her take a break. And now this is when she needs help sometime. Are You My Mother? Okay? So after we do that, then we'll have a little break time for lunch. And then we'll get on some puzzles and do some social studies and things like that. So, but the thing is, even if you do not have technology with you, there are many things that you can do every single day that we do that are just pencil and paper. For example, some of the things that we do, we have sight words that we have created. I just hand wrote these, and I know it's backwards on here, but am. Brooklyn, what's the sight word? In. Well, it's upside down.
I'm
Good job.
fine.
Good job.
Black.
Excellent. So continue writing. And just to let you all know, these are some of the things that we do every day in our home to help her build those skills so that she does not lose any learning. Because we know we're going to be away from each other for a while. And I know I miss you guys. I hope you all miss me, but I miss you all so much. Because Brooklyn, do you miss your school and your friends? And she's ready to go back, and I'm ready for her to go back so that I can go back to work as well. So we practice those sight words as well. And now, other things that we do together, we also take a look at many of her sight words. She also practices writing. Now, this is something that I've had her do 5 times each. I know for some of you children, you probably haven't heard this, but I guarantee your parents have. This is called old school. So again, I just write some of those sight words and I have her practice writing some of those words down. And this is for those who may not have access to the technology of iReady and things like that. But again, sometimes we have to do that. Now, we don't want to disregard, or disregard means to not think about. We don't want to disregard math because we also make sure we do math concepts every day or work on math skills every day. And some of those math skills we do our day are basic counting. At this point, because she's in kindergarten, skip counting by 5, skip counting by 2s, because I'm trying to push her. Now, if she didn't know how to count to 100, then that's what we practice on right now. So I'm going to fast forward to some of my first, second, third, fourth, fifth graders. I need you all to spend this time to make sure you know all of your basic facts, that you use all of those resources that your teachers have given you, that you make sure that your parents reach out to your teachers so they can tell you what you should be working on right now. I talk to the kindergarten teachers at our school, the Robert R. Church, so I can know exactly where Brooklyn should be. I also talk to her teachers at her school so that I can make sure that she doesn't fall behind. Because my background as a teacher, I was a first grade teacher and a fourth grade teacher. Those were the grades that I was blessed and fortunate to teach when I was in school. So, as Brooklyn continues her writing and we talk about some of these things, I'm going to read one of her previous writings that she wrote to me. Actually, I'm going to let Brooklyn read this previous writing before because she wrote about it, but this was just an example of showing you some things that we do. So, Brooklyn, you wrote this before. So, I want you to read what you said in your old writing. Read this to the people. Read that.
Are you my mother was about a mother bird went to get the egg cracked and bird baby came out. The bird baby went to find his mother.
Fantastic. Now, as you see, she is practicing her writing, okay? Now, every word is not spelled correctly. Everything is not done exactly how it needs to be, but it's great effort, and I loved it because she did an excellent job for what she knew how to do, and she was able to retell that story. But one thing I want you all to do is continue to practice your writing every day. I want you all to make sure that you practice some skill every day. If you have access to iReady, practice that every day. If you have access to a computer and can look at our website, which you can even do on your parents' phone, I want to see you all do every day because I let Brooklyn get on my phone when she needs to. iReady doesn't work for that, but it does work for things like websites so I can look up different things. Because PBS Kids is another website that you can look on your phone to find.
I watched PBS Kids before at my school.
Do you learn some things at PBS Kids when you go?
Yeah, we learn games.
Fantastic. So what kind of games do you play on that?
Well, I kind of play Daniel Tiger.
Okay, so did you remember what you learned with Daniel Tiger?
Yeah.
What did you learn?
I played games and Daniel Tigers, and then we spin the wheel, and then I see what I get, and then we played something else when I was done with that.
Now, I'm not familiar with that game, but I will say there are tons of educational games out there that you can do. So, I want you to make sure that you use this time wisely to learn some skill, learn some that you have not learned before. So, one more thing that I want to tell you all, because I don't want to disregard science and social studies either. I haven't done any science lessons with her yet, but I remember she did this American flag for us as well. Brooklyn, how many stars are on the American flag?
50.
50 stars. And what color is the American flag? What color is it?
Red, white, and blue.
Red, white, and blue. Now, another thing that we've been working on as well, Brooklyn, I've worked with her with something called the Continent and Ocean Song. So we're going to sing it together, okay? So, Brooklyn, let's sing it. You ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, go. North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Antarctica, and Australia, Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, and Arctic. Those are the continents and oceans. Fantastic. Now, the one thing that I do want to stress to everyone out there, I want to make sure that you have a schedule or a routine. I want to make sure that you practice your sight words daily. Practice your writing daily. Now, for my upper grades, I want to make sure that you know those basic concepts, okay? Your basic math concepts. I want to make sure that you know your math fluency, your addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division fluency so that you do not lose what you need to gain for your next grade next year. I want you to be sure that you check in with your with your RRC website every day. Check in with your teacher every day so that he or she can give you the assistance that you need. Because a focus in my home, as I'm away from the school building, is to write every day. You can get a writing prompt. Your parents can even give you a writing prompt. What are some things that you like to do? If you were in school now, what would you be doing? Now, if you are a kindergarten, you may write a sentence or two. If you are in 3rd or 4th grade, we expect multiple paragraphs. We want to make sure that you read something every single day, the way that I'm trying to get Brooklyn to read something every single day. Now, the teachers provide us with online resources to make sure that we have additional books that we can read. Her teacher at Macon Hall even provided us with another website to get additional books from when I told her that I was running out of books. So, with that said, all of our teachers at the Robert R. Church can also provide resources and websites for us as well. So, Brooklyn, is there anything else you want to share before we close out of this? Now, are you ready to go back to school?
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to go back as well, so I can work.
And you want me to go back to school and Trip?
Trip is her little brother. That's my son. He goes to daycare. I'm ready for him to go back there too because both of them are here with me. I'm trying to teach her during the day while he is here, and I'm trying to work, but I'm also trying to make sure that she learns. So we're going to make sure that she writes every day, make sure that she reads every day, practice those basic math skills, and we're going to work on some science concepts as well. Now, Brooklyn, what's your favorite thing to do?
Dance.
She likes to dance. So don't forget, we even have support videos out there where they have different art projects, where they have different music projects that they're going to try to teach you all as well while they're in the comfort of their homes as well, staying safe with everything that's going on out there. So as we conclude, I want you to remember to practice all those things. Practice, 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 and make sure that you do your best. And we miss you all so much. All right? Brooklyn, say bye.
Bye.